All right, let's talk about something that sounds super complicated, but it's actually pretty straightforward once you know the steps. We're talking about getting a US document authenticated so you can use it in another country. The magic word here is apostille. It's basically an official certification that says, hey, this document is legit. Sounds a little intimidating, I know, but we're going to break it down.
So I bet you've been here, or you're here right now. You've got a birth certificate, maybe a university diploma, a business contract, something official from the US, and you need it for something abroad. You quickly find out you can't just, show up with it. It needs a special kind of verification to be accepted. And that's exactly what we're tackling today. And that's our mission here. We're going to cut right through all the confusing government speak and give you a clear, simple, step-by-step guide to the whole process.
So, let's start at the end of the journey. Who is the final boss? Who's the one that actually grants this all-important apostille?
For almost every single document issued in the U.S., your finish line is the Secretary of State's office. Specifically, the one in the state where your document originally came from. They hold the power to put that final, official seal on it.
But here's the thing, and this is where so many people get tripped up. Just because the Secretary of State is your final destination, does that mean it's where you start? You'd think so, right? Well, plot twist. Often, the answer is a big fat no. And that brings us to what I call the local hurdles. This is a first step that, in some states, you absolutely, positively cannot skip. This step has a name. It's called pre-authentication, and it's exactly what it sounds like. In some states, the Secretary of State will not even look at your document until it's first been signed and stamped by officials at both the city and the county level. Think of it like a chain of verification you have to follow in order.
And this is that chain of command, right here. You've got to follow the sequence. First, the city official signs off. Then you take it to the county official. And only after you have those two signatures can you finally go to the state to get the apostille. There's no jumping the line.
Okay, let's get into the practical side of things. Not every state office lets you just walk in. So how do you actually submit your documents?
You'll find that a lot of states, especially those without walk-in counter service, handle the entire process by mail. And, as you can imagine, that means you need to be extra careful with how you put your package together.
Okay, this checklist is your best friend. Get this right. Of course, you have to include your document. But, and this is what trips people up, you must also include a return envelope that is already addressed back to you, and the most important part, it has to have prepaid postage on it. You forget that, and you're in for some major delays.
Now we're talking about a really important document here. So when it comes to getting it back safely, here's a little expert tip you're going to want to hear.
This is straight from people who do this all the time. Always have your return mail expedited and make sure it has a tracking number. Don't just stick a regular stamp on it and hope for the best.
And I mean, just look at the difference here. It's night and day. Standard return is slow, you have zero idea where your document is, and honestly, it's just a bigger risk for something that could be a huge pain to replace. With expedited service and tracking, it's faster, you can follow its journey the whole way, and you get that sweet peace of mind.
So believe me, paying a little extra for good return shipping isn't a luxury. It is an absolutely crucial step for both the speed of the whole process and the security of your important document.
So after all that, what is the one single thing you absolutely have to remember? Here it is. Your goal, your finish line, is getting that seal from the Secretary of State. But your first action, before you mail anything or go anywhere, should be to check the rules for your specific state. Find out if you need to get those city and county signatures first. That one check can save you weeks of time and a whole lot of frustration.
And there you have it. The path is clear once you know the steps, right? So the only real question left is, now that you've got the map, what's that one important document you're ready to get moving on?